Good morning, everybody. Hey, welcome to this Thursday, January 25th. Hope you've had a great week so far. A couple days to go before we hit the weekend. And hey, what did we see yesterday? Kind of a mixed bag yesterday. We'll talk about that and more. But we got things like Tesla reporting this morning. We got GDP coming out this morning. So we'll talk about that and more in just a few minutes when we join the radio crew. Until then, let's not forget that in the world we live in, there are so many things that we have no control over. However, you can take control of your investment portfolio by knowing how much risk you have in that portfolio and making sure that that risk number you have matches up with the risk number you should have based on where you are in your current circumstances. Give me a call, 863-382-0037 to schedule your core retirement design. That will be on the radio here in just a second.
7 Light FM playing all your light favorites. There's Bruno Mars. It's Doug Reese sitting in for Morning Dave here on your Thursday morning. It's 8:39 now, and that time of the morning where we check in with our good friend Phillip Statler from Statler Financial Services, and we get an update on what's going on with our financial markets. Hey, Phil, how are you this morning?
Hey, Dave, I'm getting all messed up here. I'm so used to Dave being here. Doug, good to hear from you. We haven't talked in a while, have we?
No, we haven't. I missed you last week. I filled in for Dave last week, but you were out of the office as well. So, it's been a while.
So you had to really do double time last week, didn't you?
Yeah. Hopefully I didn't bore people too much reading the little blurps that Dave sent me each day about what's going on with the markets. You guys certainly do a better job than I do.
Hey, so today is a big day in numbers coming out, because the first thing that kind of hits this morning was the preliminary first read for the fourth quarter GDP. And that's our gross domestic product, and that determines how fast our economy is growing. And so the expectation was for that first number to come out about 2%. And actually it was a huge surprise because it came in at like 3.3%. So
wow,
that was a big number. And I got to tell you, Doug, when that happened, the futures went crazy positive, excitement in the markets. We saw a pretty big jump. The Dow was actually negative earlier this morning. It's gone positive. Other things have seen a decent jump, but they're falling off their highs a little bit this morning as the durable goods order also came in. And so that was one of the other things that they talked about. And that was kind of in line with expectations. With all this news coming out, the jobs number got buried somewhere, and I've not been able to find it with all this other news coming in. I just know it's higher than last week, according to one of the headlines I saw. So the expectation was for initial jobless claims to come in at 200,000. They were higher than what they were last week, which was 187,000. So it could have been somewhere in between, or it could have been on target. I can't really tell yet. Like I said, that one's got buried somewhere in all the news with the GDP number coming out, because that's a big number. Pleasant surprise there. Not sure how the Fed will look at that this week, but definitely grew faster than expectations were in that fourth quarter. We did have some stocks reporting today. Things like Tesla, which is a big name. Tesla missed their results this time. They earned 71 cents a share. They were expected to make like 74 cents a share, and they also missed on revenue. They came in at almost 25.2 billion. They were expected to come in at 25.6 billion. So definitely a miss there. Looking at some of their year-over-year numbers, their revenue increased by 3% from a year earlier, which is not a huge increase. Where they really got hurt, though, was their gross margins. Their margins were at 8.2%, and they were up to 16% last year. So not good there. And then they came out and said that 2024 growth and volume of vehicles sold may be notably lower. That was a quote, may be notably lower than 2023. So with all that clamoring with Tesla, they are actually trading down almost 9% this morning. So that's right now they're trading at $189.40 a share. So they're kind of taking it on the chin this morning. We did have some good news though out of IBM, Big Blue. They reported and earned $3.87 a share. That was better than the $3.78 a share expected. Revenue was just slightly above expectations, but it's got them pumped up this morning. They're up 6.1% before the market opens up. So they're looking good this morning. Humana, let's talk about them for a minute. They I don't have the exact numbers, but I know that their earnings were in line with expectations and prior year guidance. However, their guidance for their full year earnings is substantially under expectations. They were expected for the year to earn about $29.14. They came out and gave guidance today. They expect to come in at about $16 in earnings per share. That's a huge miss, and that's got them tumbling this morning, down 14.25% before the market opens up. So got some good news, some bad news across the board as we look at what some of the different companies have done. Las Vegas Sands, another resort property, also reported they beat on revenue and on earnings for this last quarter. They're trading up about 4% this morning. So got a couple downgrades that have led to some declines. Hertz was downgraded today, and that's got them trading down about 1.5%. And obviously, Boeing, with all the stuff going on with Boeing, they continue to be downgraded. Bank of America just downgraded them. They're down another 2.5% this morning before we open up. So that's kind of where we're looking at on the company side. We did yesterday. Let's pull this one up. Yesterday, we ended the day kind of mixed. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was down 0.25% to 37,806. The S&P 500 was up a little less than 0.1% to 48.6855 cents. And the NASDAQ was up a little over 0.33% and closed at 15,481.92 cents. So, like I said, a mixed bag as we head into the day. They let me just look at current numbers. Here we go. So we got a lot of green ink this morning, Doug. As we start off the day, the Dow is actually right now up 0.2%. The S&P 500 is up a little over 1/3%. The NASDAQ 100 up, getting close to 0.5% now. And the Russell 2000, after a rough day yesterday, up almost 1%. Looking on the other side of the coin, we got silver up 0.4. Still can't get over $23, though, at $22.98 an ounce. We've got gold kind of retreated a little bit yesterday, but up about 0.1% from yesterday's close at $2,019 an ounce. And then crude oil's gone crazy again, up over 75, up 1.33% this morning to $76.09 a barrel. So a big jump for them. If we look at where we are in Europe, Europe is all in the red, though slightly, depending on the index, down from 0.2 to all the way to about 0.7% down. Asia is all in the green, with the Nikkei pretty much trading even right now. The Hang Seng up almost 2%. China, Shanghai up 3% this morning as we get ready to open our markets. They're kind of feeding off of us. So, hey, with that, let's not forget that in this world we live in, Doug, there are so many things that we can't control with all the stuff going on in this world, but we can take control of our investment portfolio. That's why I created the Core Retirement Design to help people design the retirement they always dreamed of. Give us a call at 863-382-0037 to schedule your core retirement analysis. And then don't forget the Statler Financial Radio Show, 6 a.m. and noon on Saturday, 10 a.m. Sunday morning on Highlands News Talk 730 and 95.3 FM.
All right, Phillip, appreciate the update. It was good talking with you.
All right, man, you have a great day. And until we get to talk again, have a good one.
All right, Phillip. That's Phillip Statler from Statler Financial Services. He's here every morning along with Dave, unless Dave is playing golf, but he'll be back tomorrow morning. And we'll check back in with them and get an update on what's going on with the markets for our last day of the week tomorrow. Do you actually read?
Hey, folks, again, I want to thank you for joining us today. I hope your week goes well. Talk to you again tomorrow, same time, same place, and Dave will be with us then. Have a good one.